Second method is double decline balance method in the case of methods of depreciation. So we have completed it in the earlier video. Now the next method, third method, is sum of years digits method. So in this we are going to, as usual in the problematic question, they are going to specify the asset lifetime period in years. So suppose if it is 5 years, then count it 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 equal to 15 and so on. In such a manner, count first the number of the sum of years, and with that value you are going to calculate the depreciable cost by a schedule of fractions. That is, for example, you are going to do in this manner. For the first year 5 by 15, second year 4 by 15, like that. In the first month or in the first year, the asset value is high, so that the depreciable value will also be high, whereas in the coming on years the depreciable value goes on reducing. So here if you see, in this method you are going to use the formula, two formulas. One is depreciable cost is given as the difference between original cost and salvage value, whereas the book value at the starting of the year or at the ending of the year is given as original cost minus accumulated depreciation. Suppose as we have seen the same example in the case of earlier method also, taking the same example, the original cost of a book is 1000 rupees and it has a salvage value of 100 rupees with a lifetime period of 5 years. So the below table shows you the calculation of depreciation using sum of years digits method. So see here, the book value at the beginning of first year, it is 1000 rupees. So the total depreciable cost is defined as the difference between book value at the starting of the calculation and the difference between book value at the starting of the calculation and salvage value. So 1000 rupees minus 100 rupees is the salvage value. So total depreciation for the entire lifetime period is 900 rupees, which is 1000 minus 900. So that 900 is shared into 5 different years as 5 by 15 of 900, 4 by 15 of 900, 3 by 15 of 900, 2 by 15 of 900 and 1 by 15 of 900 for the 5 years lifetime period. So here in the first year, 5 by 15 of 900 is 300 rupees is calculated as depreciation expense for the first year. So the book value at the end of first year is given as 1000 minus 300, which is 700, which is same as the book value at the starting of second year. So now 4 by 15 of 900 is taken as depreciation amount, that is 240 rupees is taken as the depreciation expense for only second year. So that 240 is subtracted from the book value of second year, that is 700 minus 240 gives rise to 460 rupees as the book value at the end of second year, which is same as book value at the starting of third year. For third year, it is taken as 3 by 15 of 900, which is 180 rupees as accumulated as depreciation expense for that particular third year. So that particular amount 180 rupees is subtracted from the book value at the beginning of third year, so that it yields 280 rupees as the book value at the end of third year, which is carried as book value at the starting of fourth year. Now in the fourth year, the depreciation rate is 2 by 15 of 900, which is only 120 rupees. So this 120 rupees is taken as depreciation expense and it is subtracted from the book value at the beginning of fourth year. So the book value at the end of fourth year is given as 280 minus 120, which is 160 is the book value at the end of fourth year, and it is carry forwarded as book value at the starting of fifth year. So during fifth year, the depreciation expense is calculated as 1 by 15th of 900, which is 60 rupees. So that 60 rupees is taken as depreciation amount during fifth year and it is subtracted from the book value at the beginning of fifth year. So 160 minus 60 gives rise to 100 rupees as the book value at the end of fifth year, which is nothing but a scrap value. It may be either scrap value or less than scrap value or greater than scrap value. So that is about this.